Hey guys, what's happening? It is Thursday, December 12th. Been a while since I've put a pickup video together. I was waiting on all my Black Friday stuff to come in. Didn't really go out much. My girlfriend picked up a bunch of stuff in terms of games for some cousins, kids. It's just her cousin. She doesn't have any nieces and nephews. But because she grew up with her cousin, they're basically her nieces and nephews. So she picked up a bunch of games at the Walmart sale. I didn't pick up anything there. There wasn't anything that really grabbed my eye. So we'll get right to it. First up, the week of Thanksgiving, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, there was a new release, a new old release, and that is NIS published this. I think it's been published by 3 different publishers at this point. And that is a definite oddball classic. I recommend, if you're just a casual video game fan but a huge fan of Twin Peaks, that you check this game out, and that is Deadly Premonition, the classified edition. This is for the PS3. I haven't even opened it yet, but I know it comes with a huge map and a book and a deck of evidence playing cards. Oh, there we go, Deadly Premonition. And as you can see, it's got, like I said, it's got 3 different publishers: NIS America, Rising Star Games, and the last one, Access Games. So yeah, this is a collector's edition of a very oddball classic for the PS3. The original version was on the 360. I'm trying to think. I can't remember who. I think it was Ignition Games was the one who put it out first, and they've put out some odd stuff. Deadly Premonition, El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron. Yeah, so glad to get that. One other new release came out last week. I haven't even opened it up yet. That is Xenoblade Chronicles X, or I've heard other people say Xenoblade Chronicles X. They call it the special edition, but it's been referred to as the collector's edition. It comes with a 5x7 matted art card, obviously a copy of the game, 100 plus page art book, and then the digital soundtrack on a USB drive right there. I'll show you that. Haven't cracked into it yet, as I'm deep into Fallout 4, but I originally thought that this would be one of those collector's editions, judging by how the Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii performed, would be something tough to come by. So I grabbed it before it sold out everywhere, and went crazy up in price. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I went over to GameStop, and the week of Thanksgiving leading up to Black Friday, they had a buy 2 get 1 free. I got a handful of games over there. One that I was really glad to get, because this is compatible with the PlayStation TV, which I'll primarily play it on, because this is a great, fantastic game. I have the Wii version. I'm sitting here trying to pick the price tag off, and that is Muramasa Rebirth. Just absolutely stunning, gorgeous game. Yeah, if you haven't played it, you're missing out. I believe this is Vanillaware again, if I remember correctly, but this is an absolutely stunningly gorgeous game. Picked up a guilty pleasure game. I know this game has taken a lot of flack and basically destroyed the developer Silicon Knights, but X-Men Destiny, this is a guilty pleasure game. I actually enjoyed it. I was one of the people who did enjoy it. Then picked up this. I now have the trilogy. I'm glad to get it, because the other 2 are definitely getting tougher to come by, and this is the final one on this generation of consoles. That is Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon. I have it for the PS3, but I'll trade it off because I prefer to play it on the 360. Then I've now, ever since I played the game Rango, which was supposed to be a kid's game, I've become very much a firm believer in giving the kids' games a try, and being that I downloaded the demo of this back in the day and had a blast playing the demo version of it. I got Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal. If I remember correctly, you can play as Bugs, Daffy, Taz, Marvin, and more. I believe there's a whole roster of characters. You can upgrade your your weapons. So it's got some light RPG elements. Definitely not a hard game by any means. It's got 2-player co-op, so maybe my girlfriend and I will play through that. Speaking of kids games, I picked this up. I actually watched some video on it, and it's actually gorgeous. It reminds me a lot of Lost in Shadow on the Wii in terms of art style. It's obviously not a 2.5D game, but this is Brave. It looked really gorgeous and really cool, so I'm going to give it a whirl, just give it a chance. Then I picked up fond memories of playing Ridge Racer 4 on the PS1, and that's really the last time I really played it, but so I figured I'd pick up Ridge Racer Unbounded, see what it was like. Picked up a Xbox 360 exclusive over there, and that is Beautiful Katamari. Absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous puzzler game, I guess would be the best way to put it. And then last but not least, I couldn't find anything else that I wanted. I said I had it was buy 2 get 1 free that pertained to everything in the store if you were a Power Up Rewards member before Black Friday. And one of the free things I got was a Wiimote nunchuck. I put that over at my parents' place already, so I don't have that for the pickup video. But this is Blade Storm, the 100 Years War. Strategy-based Musou game. It's built on the Dynasty Warriors engine, and a little more in depth than the standard hack and slash of Dynasty Warriors, because you have to manage your troops and everything. Glad to get it because I've been intrigued to play it, and this was one of the free games. So, all right, let's get to the Black Friday pickups, if you will. Took advantage of my Gamers Club Unlocked across the board. Actually, one was not a Black Friday. It was a Black Friday pickup, but not through Best Buy. Been waiting and waiting to get this, and GameStop had this for $30, so I grabbed it. Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition. Larian Studios did this. I absolutely love Divinity on the 360, the Divinity the Dragon Knight Saga, and I know it's not the same style. This is a classic turn-based RPG, but I'm glad to get it. From what my buddy Kelly tells me, there's the co-op works really easily. Just drop in, drop out, very, very seamless, like almost like Diablo 3. But I'm glad to get this. Obviously still in the packaging. Haven't had a chance to pop it in yet. Then these 3 were all over at Best Buy for with the Gamers Club Unlocked. So I think it was like $45 to get all 3 of these. And my buddy Mitch tells me this is the best one that he's played in a long time, so I'm going to give it a whirl, and that's Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I actually enjoyed Black Flag. There was just too much crap to do, and I could really care less about the battles on the ocean. So I just said whatever. Then I picked this up because they had it marked down to $14.99 for Black Friday, and that is Borderlands: The Handsome Collection. And then last but not least, another remaster. This was also marked down to $14.99 for Black Friday, and this is definitive. This is Dishonored, the definitive edition. This was a game that I originally played and didn't grab me at first, and then I went back to it, and once I actually dug into it, I had a blast playing it. So I got all those. This was a Target pickup. Lately, when you've bought 2 packages of toilet paper or 2 packages of paper towels or 2 boxes of garbage bags, you got a $5 gift card. Well, I had $20 in gift cards, and I've always wanted to try this, and so I figured, $19.99, basically getting it for free for the $5 gift cards that were returned, and that is Tiny Troopers Joint Ops Zombie Edition. It includes the base game plus all the extra content, I guess. I'm excited to try it. It just looks like a silly action strategy game. So, all right. Then there were a couple of just new releases or I shouldn't say new releases, but just games that I picked up. Chibi Robo Ziplash, the Amiibo edition. I don't know if this one will become hard to find or hard to get, so I grabbed it up. Plus, it was the only version that Best Buy had left in stock. I was intrigued to play the game, but with my Gamers Club unlocked, it came out as the same price as buying it regularly, the regular version. And then there's a rumor going around that Best Buy paid for some reprints of this. I don't know if that's true, but it seems like Best Buy is the only place that's getting new stock of this in, and that is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. And one other Best Buy pickup that was, because of what I'd purchased at Best Buy recently, I had $35 in Reward Zone plus my 20% off, so that came out to, it'd be $42 after the, 42? No, 49, yeah, no, sorry, 40, so I had $35 in Reward Zone saved up, and I got Yoshi's Woolly World. I haven't played it yet, but it looks absolutely gorgeous when I've seen it up and running, so... the amiibos actually have some functionality in the fact that if you put like Samus on the amiibo reader, it actually gives you a Yoshi that's skinned like Samus, and I believe it changes some abilities too. I'm not 100% positive on that, but I'm super excited to play this. All right. The rest of this stuff was all thrift store pickups, and man, there was some... For the past couple of weeks, it had been very, very hit or miss at the best. And so I went out literally yesterday. A couple of these were before yesterday, as I dropped one. Two of these, that's it. Two of these, three of these, I take that back, were before yesterday. And that is... No, wait. Sorry, I take that back. There were 5 of them, but in the past, like 3 weeks or so, I'd only found like 5 things out there. I don't have this. This is Link's crossbow training. Not particularly hard to come by or even rare, but they had it at Salvation Army for $3. So, and I don't have it, so I grabbed it up. Then I grabbed this. These Heroes games are fairly uncommon, not necessarily valuable, but fairly uncommon. So I grabbed this up, Heroes Over Europe, flight combat game, literally more of the dogfighting based, as it's, set in World War II, so it's, propeller-based aircraft. Yeah, this was $3.99, and I don't find a ton of Wii games out there anymore, so I grabbed this as soon as I could. This was also $3.99 at Salvation Army, Spyborgs for the Wii. I've never seen this one out there. I've heard that it's got middling to average reviews, but I was okay with that. One more for... this had been sitting there for a while, so I'm surprised somebody else hadn't grabbed it up, because lately, when Salvation Army does have a ton of games, it's a glut of old sports games, which, who cares? But I picked up Headhunter for the PS2 from Acclaim. It's a third-person action game. If I remember correctly, it's kind of a bland world, but there are some cover-based mechanics and some driving portions of the game. It's kind of a bland world and fairly standard third-person action setup. So I grabbed that just because it was $3.99, and I had a blast playing this on the original PS2, so I was glad to get that. Then, last but not least, from St. Vincent's, it had no packaging. And they had it in their DVD bin marked down to $1, and they'd apparently been sitting on this since July 11th. I don't ever recall seeing it over there, but so I got it for $1. I'm gonna have to get a manual and artwork for it, but it is in good shape, and that is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 for the Xbox. Poor Tony Hawk, by the way. That Pro Skater 5 is absolutely ridiculous. All right, yesterday, however, was the major haul at thrift stores, and I went to Goodwill, Salvation Army, and I say St. Vincent's because that's what it used to be called. It's actually St. Joseph's thrift store now. All right. First up, over at Goodwill, I picked up 3 games at each store. Picked up 2 games for my Xbox collection. I don't have one that I do have, but I'm going to give to my buddy Totter. That is Reckless, the Yakuza missions. TAC 2, The Staff of Dreams, and last but not least, a fairly fantastic game. These were all $4.99, by the way. This one made it all worth it. The other 2 aren't particularly valuable or hard to come by, but this made it all worth it. Star Wars Obi-Wan. So I picked up all those. All these games need to be cleaned up. They're really gunky. Like, I won't even bother trying to wipe them off myself. I'll probably just run them out to Rock 30 and run them through their buffer resurfacer just to get them cleaned up for good. There's nothing really glaringly wrong with them. Few nicks and whatnot, but few light scratches. But I'm gonna get them cleaned up because the discs are really gunky. Then back over to Salvation Army, and I would say. This was a $14.98 haul, and what I got in here made it completely worth it. Dark Cloud for the PS2. Obviously not Dark Cloud 2, not the harder to find one. Only thing that's bad about this, no manual. It is a former rental, judging by the sticker that's on the disc, but it's in terrific shape. Up next, I have this, but I did not have this version, so I'm super excited to get it, and that is Metroid Prime with Metroid Prime 2 Echoes bonus disc. I don't have this version, so I'm really glad to get it. Jumped all over that. Like I said, $14.98 for Dark Cloud, Metroid Prime with the bonus disc, and then last but not least, this was an absolute steal over there. GTA 5 for the PS3. I see they're still selling this game for the PS3 and 360 at full price, and I will most likely end up trading this off. I just wasn't going to let it sit there on the shelf for $4.99 is what I paid for it. So it was $4.99. Is it $4.99? It was $14.98 after tax. So I think it was $4.99 and $3.99 and $3.99. That's not right though. I can't remember, but it was $14.98 after tax. Whatever she rang me up for, I didn't care at $14.98 for these three games. Grand Theft Auto alone will pay for itself just on trade. So then it was over to St. Joseph's, and they didn't have anything out on the shelves, but behind the counter they had a huge lot of 360 games. Some of them they were asking $10 for, and I walked away from them. There was a couple there that I didn't have, but I wasn't going to pay $10 for what they had. And this obviously shows you that they see something that they know, like they had Halo 3, just a regular edition of Halo 3 for $10, and it's like, not really worth it. I think Rock 30 sells it for $8. So, and I'm pretty sure GameStop is right around that neighborhood as well. But they had this for $5, Mini Ninjas. I played the demo of this again, and it's a sort of a silly platformer, whatnot. Sort of a spiritual successor. I don't know if you guys remember iNinja, that was on the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. So yeah, it was. I was really glad to get this, and then showing you that they don't know, that they just look for the big titles when they come in and charge more for those, which is fine. I mean, that, you know, somebody is going to pay for those games eventually. But this one is in better shape than the one that I have, so the one that I have will be traded off. And this is a fairly uncommon to rare game. Runs right, and it was launched as a budget title, so the fact that it runs about $25 to buy a used copy to about $35-40 new, it's actually gone up in price as time has gone on. And that is Jurassic the Hunted. This was also a $5 game. So it was a pretty massive haul over the past few weeks. Actually, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't, because I've had single weeks where I found way more than what I got over the past few weeks. So yeah, super glad to get everything I got. Probably going to dig into some Yoshi's Woolly World this afternoon because it looks amazing. This will probably be my last pickup video of 2015. I'm going to do some more gameplay videos. Might do a stream on Christmas Day, but otherwise this will probably be it for pickup videos for the year. This will probably be the last one for the year. Not the last one ever. I'll still do pickup videos, but this will be the last one for the year, most likely. Oh, one other thing I got over at a thrift store right there. Golgo 13, The Impossible Hit comic book. I picked that up at Home Place thrift store. They're usually picked over as far as electronics goes. They have a ton of VHS tapes there, but that Golgo 13 comic, it was in, I would say, very good condition. There's a bit of wear on the corner, but I love the Golgo 13 video game that was on the Nintendo. So I picked that up, read through it, put it in a sleeve that I had lying around. So I maybe have about 50 comic books total. As I've said before, I lost out on most of that stuff during during the flood that we had in '97, and I just never got back into it. So, like I said, probably last pickup video of the year. But I'm going to do some more gameplays, some more, and possibly a stream on Christmas. No guarantees on that one. And I will definitely, this year, I said I was going to do it last year, and I never got around to doing it, but a little bit different circumstances this year. I still work 2 jobs, but the 2 jobs that I have, my days off line up, so I actually have some extra time, as opposed to when I was actually delivering papers. I had to go into work I had to go in every day regardless. So, yep. So I'll have some possible live stream, definite Game of the Year stuff, and possibly, if I get around to it and get everything done. I know I've been talking about it for a long time, but if I get everything done, I might do a game room tour before the end of the year. If not, guys, if I don't get that live stream up and going on Christmas, if not, I want everybody to have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas. Trying to think. I believe, yeah, Hanukkah is going on right now, so happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy holidays to everybody, and we will see you next time.